I don't know if you were with me earlier today or if you're only joining now, but either way, welcome. And right now I will be doing a playthrough, which is learn and play style. So if you want, you can play along live. And it's of the standalone sequel to the game Noch. I will post a link to the player sheet right now. I know Jason plans on playing along live, so I hope Jason will say hi when he arrives. But yeah, we'll be running through this game. We did part 1, Nogmaal, also known as Encore or Keer op Keer. Hi Jason, earlier today. And right now we're doing the second part, which hasn't actually been released in English yet. So if you're in the US, this is probably your first look at this game. Hey, Lycan is back too. Hi Lycan. Alright, so that's what we'll be doing. And we'll be explaining it as if you've never played the previous game, so that anybody that's only watching this stream will be able to follow along. We're playing the solo mode, which uses 2 black dice to select a number and 2 colored dice to select a color. And those will make up a combination, so 4 red or 2 red or 4 orange, for example. And you will cross off clusters of those colors somewhere on your sheet. You have to start in this middle column, and after that you can branch out to both sides. And you're trying to score as many victory points as possible, and the solo mode will take 30 turns. The sequel has another new type of die, a bonus die, which we'll get to. And one of the main ways of scoring points is completing an entire line. In part 1 that was just vertically. Right now you can also score 5 points for completing a line horizontally. And you can also get some bonus points throughout the game. Once you complete a line vertically, you will see if you have any hearts selected, and then you score bonus points. So if I have 1 heart, I get 1 bonus point for every line I complete in the future. If I have all of them, I would get 5 points for every future line. So in this version, it is important to note down your points as soon as you score them. If you played part 1 in the solo mode, it was possible to tally up all your points by game end. But for this one, it's important to, at the end of every turn, check if you've completed any of those vertical lines and immediately score the points. You see 2 point values. In a multiplayer game, the top value is for whomever scored it first, and then everybody else gets less points. Because we're playing solo, that doesn't matter. So basically, this is completely irrelevant. We can cross that out. So let's ignore that for now. So you score points for completing those. You score points for not using your wildcards. Your wildcards can be used for either a color of your choice, if the dice say you can, or a number of your choice, which only goes up to 5. It's a d6, so the 6th one is the wildcard. You can't pick number 6. If you don't use those, they're worth a point at the end of the game. If you have any of the bonus dice circled, you get 2 points if you haven't used them, but they're really strong, so usually you want to use them. You gain more of those by marking some of those off, and some of the horizontal lines will also gain you a bonus die. And completing this one will gain you a bonus die, so there's various ways of gaining those. And those stars are worth 2 minus points if you don't cross them off, so crossing them off is sort of like scoring 2 points as well. And the final way to score points is getting a color entirely filled up. If you manage to fill up 2 colors completely before we reach the end of the game, then your game ends earlier and you get 2 points for every turn you would have had remaining, which is not very likely. And you have the bonus die. The heart, as I said, would mean circle the next heart, and every future vertical line you complete will score you bonus points. This one says you can cross off 2 stars, which have to still be adjacent to things you've already crossed off, but you can cross off any 2 stars that way. They don't have to be adjacent to each other, but they have to be adjacent to squares you've already selected. This one says in a horizontal line you can cross off up to 3 spaces. Again, they have to be adjacent to spaces you've already crossed off, but they don't have to be adjacent to each other. So if I'm 2 spaces short of completing this line, it can be a nice one to fill up the holes in there. This is a bomb, and the bomb is actually... Oh, no, let's do this one first. This one says cross off an entire block of 1 color. This is the one exception to dice only go up to 5, With this bonus, you are allowed to complete a section of 6 squares right away in one go. But again, you do have to be touching those squares already. So if I had these marked off, then I can reach this green block. And this is the most special one, the bomb. The bomb lets you cross off 2 or 4 spaces in a 2x2 grid. So maybe these 4, for example. And this is the exception to the adjacency rule. A bomb can go off anywhere on your grid. And you start the game with 1 bonus die. So if we roll this early on, it's possible that you want to spend that bonus die and drop off a bomb somewhere in the corner of your sheet. And from that moment on, you can also work adjacently from those squares. So you have 2 places to kind of branch out from, which can be really, really nice and really, really helpful. And a turn will be either using the bonus die, in which case you have to be able to cross one of these off. So if you don't have any more left, you can't do that. Or doing a regular turn, which consists of a number and a color combined. And those always have to be crossed off adjacently. You can't say, even if I can reach both of these areas, I can't say I do 1 in here and 1 in here. They always have to touch squares you've already drawn. And everything you mark in one go has to also touch each other. So that's the rules. Let's give it a go. And as always, if you have questions, either now or during the game, give me a shout. You can, if we manage to roll a bomb on the special die. But yeah, if we roll a bomb, that would be an option for your first turn. And then if you put that on here, you get a new one straight away. So yeah, you can use those bonuses to trigger new bonuses as well. Okay, so 3 or 4, red or orange. Or if you want to spend this one, you can cross off 1 block entirely, which is mostly nice for 6s. This is a block of 6, you could consider that. But I'd really like a bomb, so let's not do that yet. I'm gonna go for 4 red, I think. I can also go for 3 orange. Oh, this is actually only 5, not 6. I think I'm just gonna go for the 4 red. I suspect most people did the same thing. We mark off the end of turn 1. And then we roll again. And if I'm playing too quickly for you to keep up, please shout. Alright, so a 4 or a 5 in yellow or a color of your choice, but a color of your choice would use a wild card. Or you can use a bomb instead of doing a normal turn. I really like a bomb, so let's go for that one. And I have to see where I would like to place that. So I'm gonna cross off this one, and then I'm gonna let the bomb go off here. And then because I marked over another special die, I get another one that I can use in a future turn. Because this was an area of 6 anyway, so it wasn't the easiest to complete in one go, because the dice only go up to 5. And in case you hadn't noticed yet, the points kind of become higher as you branch further out, so that can also be a nice one. Another thing that you could try to go for is getting hard early on, but as long as you don't complete any columns, they don't really do anything yet, so I think you have a little bit to go up to that. I hope I gave you guys enough time to catch up. That's the end of turn 2, so I marked another slash in the other direction, and this way you can easily track when you reach the end of the game. By the way, if you see me forget to do that, please shout, because sometimes when I'm live streaming that happens. Because I'm paying way more attention to you guys. So 1 or 4 blue or red, or instead spending a special action if you have any to cross off 1 block entirely. And remember, if you did use the bomb earlier on, you can now go anywhere in the red column, so anywhere here, anywhere adjacent to any squares you've previously marked, including those next to the bomb. So that gives you quite a few more options probably, which is nice. I think I'm gonna go for more special dice and just set myself up for some of those. I like special dice. So I picked 4 blue. It would have also been possible instead of 4 blue to spend the special die and do all 6 of them, but I don't want to be too quick spending all of them. They're so shiny though. I want them all. So it's the end of turn 3. And let's roll. 3 or 5, red or orange, or a special die for a heart. I'm still not really close to filling any of this up. And I think the heart is on 2 of the 6 sides, it is. So it has the biggest chance of being rolled, so I don't really feel the need to do that. So I think I'm gonna look at the colored options. 3 or 5 orange or red. In that case, the 5 orange here looks good to me, so let's go for that. And that's the end of turn 4. And if you are familiar with part 1, you can definitely see, I think, how this one is quite a bit more involved than the other one. But I do like it quite a bit. And I hope you guys will too. And I definitely think this one is more interesting solo. The original game for me solo falls a little flat. It's a little too simplistic. I don't feel like I have enough interesting decisions. And in this one, I do feel like I'm often a little torn between which one of those two and deciding when you're taking a special die and which of the actions you would prefer. Remember, this one is 3 in any horizontal line. And they still have to be adjacent to stuff you have. They don't have to be adjacent to each other. So I can say I want 1 over here and then 2 over there, for example. I could consider putting 3 here so I can start working that way and getting a heart. But I like the bomb better. And I still have a long way to go in that line. So I don't think that's interesting. I think I'd prefer to do something. Either the 3 blue so I can start working sideways. Plus that is the line with the bomb. Or I can start in this green area. And remember, if you pick this one, it's a wild card, so you cross this off. And you can pick any number you want, but only up to number 5. I'm going with the 3 blue. That's turn 5 for me. Oh, it looks like I did forget one, guys. See? Oh no, this was a bomb. I was like 1. Usually I just count the colors. I would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. But this was 1 bomb, so I did do it right. It's harder to count back if you missed anything in this version. In the other version, I can usually do it pretty easily. Alright, 3 or 4, red or yellow. Or filling up a block entirely, in which case you are allowed to pick a block of 6 as long as you can currently reach it. And remember, either adjacent to ones or somewhere in the starting column. So I can also, with 4 yellow, decide to get these 4. If I would be so inclined, but I don't think so. I think I prefer these ones. Then again, if I fill this one up, I do get another bonus die. That'd be nice too. You know what? I'm gonna go for this. Plus it gives me more options. I can now also reach this one and this one and this one. I think I like that. Let's go for that. Rolling. 3 or 5 blue or orange or any 2 stars you can currently reach. Well, I can reach 2 of them, but I don't think that's interesting. Then again, there are spaces of 6 that I wouldn't normally be able to fill up in a single turn. So maybe in this case, that's not that bad. Let's see if I have anything interesting with these. 3 or 5 orange isn't very interesting, and 3 or 5 blue isn't either, because you have to place the exact same number. In a lot of games with die placement type of things, you're always allowed to go lower. So you would be able to say, oh, I want 2 blue. This game is not like that. You have to get the exact number. So I can't fill up the 2 and I can't fill up the 4 in one go. So in this case, I actually think I'm kind of okay with that one. I think I want to do that. So I'm going to mark this one and this one. All right. Oh, turn 7. 5 or a wild card, and blue or a wild card, or another one of those 2-star bonuses. Well, I can't reach any more of those. Oh, what? Actually, I can. I don't think I wanna. I think if I had noticed that one, I maybe would have taken that one over one of these two. Because this is a single and I really need to roll a 1 to get that, so that's harder, but I'm okay with it. I can live with my choices. And you can combine the 2 wildcards, which means 1 to 5 in a color of your choice, but it would also take up 2 of the wildcards down here. And unlike the base game, you don't have quite as many. And I keep saying base game because it was the original, but this is not actually an expansion. This really is a standalone sequel, so you can buy either one of the 2. And if you have both, then you will have some duplicate dice, because the dice are exactly the same except this 1 bonus die that's included. So yeah, it is possible to just buy the sequel and then print off sheets from the original one and then be able to play both. But that's not very supportive to you publishers, guys. These games are not really expensive, and I'm sure the publisher would really appreciate it if you buy the original one. Even if you just buy a refill block, The original game Encore actually comes in different colors. You can buy some separate blocks with different colors where the layout is slightly different to increase replayability. So that would be a good way to spend your money. You can get all of the replay blocks for the same price as the base game, and then also pick up the sequel, and then you have a whole bunch of different ones for a lower price. So that could be a good idea. Let's see, 5 wildcard is what I'm gonna do. Hi cat, come say hi then. Come on, it's okay. Hi Amy. Hi honey. Alright, so I'm gonna go for either 5 red or 5 green. Both of those things get me a bonus die. This will let me branch out and reach some areas I can't currently reach. This would get me closer to actually filling columns, so it's both kind of nice, to be honest. I think for now I'm going to go for this one, because then I have another one of those single star spots. So if I do roll this one again, I might want to do both of those. Alright, rolling. 1 or a number of your choice up to 5 in either orange or blue, or you can do the special action instead, which lets you complete 1 block in its entirety. And it doesn't have to be an empty block, guys. Like if you have 1 space left in a single block and you're like, oh, I want to use it to complete that, that's alright too. It might be a little wasteful, but it's okay, it's allowed. I really want 2 blue, not 1. 1 orange isn't... 1 orange would have been really nice if I was able to reach that, but I'm not, because diagonal does not count as adjacent, guys. I can't actually reach those. In this case, that one really does look more interesting, but it's mostly because it's a really crappy roll. And also, if you're ever in the position where you don't want to do anything, you are allowed to skip your turn without penalty. You probably don't wanna, but it's allowed. I'm gonna go for this. And I am going to go for these 5. And then I'm getting closer to completing this line up here and getting another bomb, which I think would be pleasant. Plus it's 5 points for completing a line, so that's also nice. And rolling. How are you guys liking the sequel so far? And in the meantime, let's see what I rolled. 5 or a wild card in either a wild card or green, or a bomb. I want a bomb. Heck yeah, give me one of those. Where do I want to put that? Either here so I get another bonus die back, which would be nice, or here so I can get both a single and am closer towards another bomb, which would also be good. But if I do it like this, then I branch this one into 2 separate areas, which is not good. Tough choices. Such tough choices. I can also try to work my way towards getting the 2 bonus dice up here. All I know is I really want the bomb. Regardless of where I'm placing it, I'm taking the bomb. And that would be my last bonus dice. I think my preference would go out towards getting a new bonus die with that, in which case I will take this one. That's a little unfortunate because 5 green really wasn't that bad, but I also really like the bombs. I'm really partial to those. And in this case, maybe 5 green would have been even better, who knows. But I made a choice and I'll stick with it, guys. End of my turn. I hope I'm still keeping track of the turns correctly. If not, please yell at me. I can take it, I promise. Five or a number of your choice up to 5 in green or red, or a heart. At this point I should probably start getting a heart soon-ish, because I'm kind of close to completing some of this and I would like a bonus point with each of those. But the 5 green is interesting, I already liked that one before. The 5 red is also really nice, it gets me another bonus die. I'm gonna be swayed by the bonus die and go for that one. I think I am, Jason. I know Lycan is usually pretty good at it, and he hasn't yelled at me yet that I'm running behind, so I think we're okay. Let's see. 1 bomb, 2 bombs. Oh no, I can't do that because also the stars. No, too much effort to try and count that back. I think I did it all right. And if not, we're all still playing the same amount of turns, so if we accidentally cheat, at least we're doing it together. 1 or 4, red or green, or a heart. Fine, I'll take the heart. This one red is also really nice, but I kind of really need a heart at this point. I also really want this one. I want it all, which is definitely a feeling this game invokes. So as you can see, it definitely has more depth than the other one. And now I have a Queen song stuck in my head. There are worse things to have stuck in your brain. This is some bonus points though, and not using these is also bonus points. I think the one red is better than the heart. I'm gonna go for the one red. Alright, rolling. Well, 2 wild cards in a color, really? And either a wild card or a 4. Or the 3 horizontal, which in this case might not be bad for me. Ooh, I'm doing that one for sure, because I'm picking this line and then it is 1, 2, 3, and then this line is actually complete, so I gain this heart right away. And I was aiming for a heart, as you guys know, and I have these 5 points at the end of the game. And you don't get a bonus heart for it, you only get the hearts for the horizontal lines, because the vertical ones are already, because the horizontal ones are already 5 points each. So they're already pretty powerful. I think that was a good use of a bonus die. Rolling. And these are one-time bonuses. You don't cross off one of those for that you gain them in addition. It would make no sense if you get this one for crossing one of those off. And in a multiplayer game, the first person to complete the line gets the bonus and the points, and everybody that's 1 or more turns behind completing that line only gets the points. Alright, 2 blue, 2 green, or another heart. Why can't I roll higher numbers? Oh wait, there's 2 blue over here. That's nice. Never mind. I'm good with this. Oh, the 2 green would also be nice. I can work towards another one of those bonus ones. I might like that better. Let me undo that. Let me change my mind and be fickle. Okay, 2 green instead. Turn. I'm getting better at not forgetting this. Rolling. 3 or 4 in a color of your choice, but it costs you a wild card or another heart. I want these 4 blue ones. A wild card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I get another bonus die. And I get 2 points plus 1 for the heart. So I write down the 1 point in here right away, because I wouldn't be able to know otherwise at the end of the game when I've completed it. And then I cross off a turn. And then that's it. I hope that wasn't too quick to follow along. By the way, Jason, did you play the other one in the meantime, or are you doing the replay later? Because if you did it already, I'd love to know how you scored for it. Oh, and by the way, Lycan, when I logged your score, for the original Encore, it said 31 was your previous high score as well, so you managed to tie your older high score. And that's fine, Jason. I'm sure I'll hear from you another time then. I know you've been around previously, so I hope we'll see you again after today as well. 1 or 3, green or red, and or a bomb. That's a tough choice. This 3 green is really nice for me, but as you guys know, I also really like that bomb. I don't think there's like a super great place for the bomb for me right now though, so I think I'm okay with just taking the 3 green. 1, 2, 3. I still think 31 is really good though. Felt good to me anyway. I have no idea how you're ever supposed to get that top ranking in that rulebook. Like, really, man? How are you supposed to do that? Obviously, if you roll lower numbers, it might also be harder to fill stuff up. But if you only get high rolls, you also won't ever get it. So it's a tricky balance. So I feel like the high score ranking thing included with the game is pretty much impossible to actually get those really, really high scoring ranks. I think all the dice need to kind of be all in your favor in order to do that, for the base game at least. In this game, you can manipulate stuff a little better, but the top ranking is over 90 points, guys. For comparison, the original Encore, the top ranking is 40 or more. So that's a really big difference, and I know it's possible to score a little bit more in this one, but I'm not sure if you can more than double it. That seems intense. But hey, good challenge to work towards. Plus, most solo players don't really like it when things come to them too easily. So if a game is only beat your own high score and it doesn't have like a win or lose condition, people do kind of like that it takes actual effort. I've also played games with like a ranking system where on my first go I already went past the highest rank that they listed, and well, that's just boring. Yes, questions about the hearts. You get the highest one you have. So if you have the heart twice, then the highest number you've circled is 2. So then any line that you complete after that is 2 points, and any one that you completed before would have been the 1 point. Does that answer that? Also, I should think about my turn. 3 orange, 3 wildcard are completing a block of 1 color. I'm not liking my rolls, guys. I'm really not. Yeah, I suppose I'll just take these 3 orange ones up here then. And marking a turn. And rolling. What's with these wildcards? I've had it a previous game too. Dice, I'm calling you broken. For wildcard, really, Nona? How did blue turn into a 4? Okay, never mind me. Blue wildcard, green wildcard, or 2 stars? I still can't reach this one. I would have liked the 2 stars up there. I might take this one with that one then, because this is a single. Because otherwise it's taking up a wild card anyway, and I don't think wildcard blue or green is super interesting to me right now. This one isn't points yet. I would really like those extra dice as well, but these aren't gonna gain me that. I think I'm still okay with this. I'm doing a wild card and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn. By the way, you would think people would proofread the rules, but because there's like an example of those hearts that is supposed to show you how it works, and they circled all 3 of these, so it would be 3 bonus points, and they circled it and they wrote down 3 points, and the text block next to it says 4 points. Even if you tally this up, it's not 4 points, so then people got all confused. It's like, how hard is it to proofread? I get that the key for number 4 is right next to the number 3 on your keyboard, but really, guys. And this is the translation, so I think that error is in both the German and the Dutch version. Hopefully if they produce it in English, they'll catch it by then. You would think. But hey, who knows? Okay, so 3 in a horizontal line that do not have to touch one another, but that do have to be in the same line and have to follow the regular adjacency rules. Or 1 or 5 orange or yellow. I think I might like these 3 up here. I do actually like those 3 up there. Because that crosses off some of the smaller ones that can be hard to get. And it crosses off 2 stars. I think that's worth a special die. Yeah, so I'm going for that. I'm marking off a turn. I like it. Am I still good on my turns? Am I not forgetting any? And also rolling. 1 or 2 yellow or orange. And a bomb. Or a bomb, not and. You can't do both. Don't forget that you have to pick one or the other. Seriously, I want the 1 orange and the 1 yellow, but I still can't reach it. The game is bullying me, guys. That's gonna be the 2 yellow then, for the bonus points. Yeah, I think so. And it works towards another bomb without having to spend one of those, so that's also nice. So 2 yellow, which gets me both of these. And then the heart is just at 1 point, so that's 1 and 1. And turn. Slowly crawling towards the end. And as you can see, this one is a little slower than the other one because it definitely has more decision space. And I'm perfectly fine with that because the other one was a little bit on the lighter end. For multiplayer, I don't feel like I really need this extra option. I really like it solo, but I think multiplayer, I actually prefer the original. Because if I want a more in-depth roll and write multiplayer, then there's other games that I would pick over this. I would rather play Railroad, Encore, Clever or something like that. So for multiplayer, this one feels like maybe needlessly complicating stuff. But for solo, I really, really like the changes they made in this one. Your opinion might be different, but that's my thoughts on this. 4 blue, 4 wildcard or another heart. Oh hey, I'm almost done with all of my blues. I just need that one. Can't reach that yet though. This 4 orange would be nice. I think the 4 wildcard is okay. I'm gonna go for 4 wild. And then crossing off all of these, which is points here, points here, points here, and then 1, 1, 1. That's not too shabby. And turn. I do want to try and get play a game where I do try to rank this one up all the way to 5 really early on and then see if I can get a really high score. I do think I played up to 3 or 4 maybe at one point. I don't think I went beyond 3. I don't think I did it early enough to really profit of it. Like I said, I'm partial to the bombs, but I do also like to try different strategies in games and not be stuck doing the same thing over and over. Which comes in handy as a reviewer, because you do kind of really want to try different strategies before you write a review. Unless you do a first impression type thing, but if you're writing an in-depth review and you play it a couple times, you only ever try one of the strategies and then go like, well, this strategy is overpowered. How would you know if you never tried anything else? I did. I completed row S. Ooh. Thank you. I got a bomb. I'm not looking at this yet. I get a bomb. Invisible dice, we're ignoring you. Where am I putting this bomb? I was earlier already leaning towards here. I'm not sure if that's still good. And you can cross off less than the 2x2 as long as it's in a 2x2 grid. So I can also decide, I would like these 3. So it's in a 2x2 grid. And this one has already been crossed off, but that's all right. So that would also be an option, or just getting these 2 maybe. Or these 3. I can get these 4, but then I'm left with a solo yellow again. I don't like the solo yellows too much. Or these 3 maybe. I think I'd like either these 3 or those 3. And these 3 would include a star and complete another block of a color. I think I'm gonna go for that one. And then I've also completed this one, which is 3 plus 1 for the heart. And now I can look at this turn. Thank you, Jason. I'm always happy when Jason is around because he calls me out on stuff when I overlook things. Very helpful. Alright, 1 or 5, red or color of my choice, if I want to spend a wild card on that. And that's why I said I would definitely mark stuff off without looking at these dice, because if I had looked at this, I would have seen I had 1 red and this would have been quite a wasteful bomb. But I played it as if this turn hadn't happened yet, because it was supposed to happen before I rolled, so I made sure to not look at that. And now that I'm actually looking at it, I am going to go all pouty face. Because now I would have preferred that one over this. But hey, that's what happens with dice. Okay, so 1 red doesn't look too interesting. So either 1 or 5 in a color of my choice probably, or another heart, but I'm not sure if I think another heart is super interesting. I have 2 kind of close to being completed, but that's about it. And I'm focusing a little more on trying to complete some more of these. So I don't think the heart is the most interesting option at this point. So I think 1 or 5 wild card is what it's gonna have to be. You know, never mind. I also can't do anything interesting there because the 1 is over here, and over here, and I can't reach that. And I don't have any more areas of 5 to complete. So I'm either skipping a turn or doing a heart. I don't think I want to spend my last bonus die on a heart. And in that case, I might as well just do the 1 red instead of nothing. Maybe I do complete something like this. And then this one is more likely it is 3 points instead of 5. But this one needs 2 more to be completed. And this one can technically be done in 1 turn. So I'm going to go for this one. I could have decided I didn't want that. I could have decided I would have preferred to roll 2 instead of 1. But yeah. Okay, fine. I'm unhappy with it, but I'll take it. 2 4s in green or a wild card or another heart. Dear bonus die, what did I just say? I do not want a heart. Can you give me something else? 4 green is pretty nice though. I'll happily take 4 green. That completes this line, which is 3 points plus 1 for the heart. And then I'm marking a turn, and that's it for me. By the way, it does play slower if you're narrating all of your actions. I know someone was like talking about streaming games from online board gaming sites, and they were like, well, you definitely need to have multiple players in your voice if you're doing that, because otherwise you might go too quiet and it becomes boring. Well, that person has clearly never met me or hasn't demoed enough games, because I've learned that through demoing, because when you're teaching new players, they often like it when you narrate your turns so they can learn from your turns as well. If you're actively playing, if I'm demoing at a convention, I wouldn't be actively playing, I would just be demoing. But if I'm teaching my friends, I would obviously also be playing. So I've kind of learned that. Ah, Jason has a busted turn. Okay, 2 stars. Well, that would be really nice. I think I want to do that. 2 orange can be okay, but yeah, no, I'm definitely taking that one. Because it's basically 4 less minus points. And it gives me a nice chance at completing some more of that. It also helps with this line. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that one. Okay, turn. I'm sorry, Jason. I like this rule a whole lot better than you did. Okay, 2 stars if you still have a bonus die, which I don't. I really need to get another one of those. Or 2 green or 2 wild card. Oh, come on. Why can't you be 2 green? Mean. I think I'm okay with the wild card and going for the orange, because then I only need 1 more to complete that. I'm doing pretty okay on colors, by the way. If I do that, then I only need 1 more orange spot, 1 more green, and 1 more blue. So I'm nicely on track to completing some of those color bonuses. I'm doing that one. And plus, if I do that, I get a bomb, and then I get to complete some more stuff. So that'd be great. Oh, if I do that, I would be able to complete 3 colors. I would go past the endgame trigger. Because doing this trick is a bomb, and then with the bomb I can complete both the blue and the orange as well. Oh, that'd be amazing. Let's aim for that. Oh, also points. Let's not forget our points. Alright. I also like that these have letters so that people can actually call out stuff. If you're forgetting something, they can more easily point that out. Makes it easy to play over social distance well, because even if you guys can't see my sheet, I can, and you are playing with the multiplayer rules, you can be like, I completed number D or letter D, and then you can cross off the points that way, even if you can't see one another's sheet. That's 3 orange. That would complete one of the colors for me, so that's definitely a nice one. Or 3 red would also complete a color. And 3 red gets me... Why did I circle it? I don't have that yet. I wanted to have that. I circled that because I was talking about it so much. I don't actually have that yet. Yeah, agreed. I would like the Castle of Burgundy silver bonus, where you can now pick a second one and you reuse one of the dice, so I can have 3 orange and 3 red. That does not exist in this game. But yeah, I would like both. So now I kind of have to see what's better. Going here greatly increases my chances of getting some more of these lines rounded up. And this one feels nicer to me, but there's not actually a decent reason, because, yeah, well, it gives me another chance at a bomb, so that's also nice, I suppose. Darn it, tough choices. I'm gonna go for this one, because I'm still hoping the second color I complete can be green. And then the bomb can go on here, and then actually have 4 colors completed, which would be really amazing for the bonus points. Oh, my fingers crossed. You can request a 1 blue if I can get a 3 green. There's 4 dice, so technically that's possible. Let's see. Nope. I have 1 more wildcard. I would have been perfectly willing to spend 2 wildcards on getting this, but I don't have that many. And the color I rolled is red, so I can't do anything this turn. I have no special dice. I have no more red squares on my sheet. So that's a skip turn for me. I'll give you guys a tiny bit, if it's not a skip turn, for you to decide what you're doing with this roll. But yeah. Oh, you also went bust. I remember if you do fill up 2 colors before we run out of turns, that then you end your game earlier. 4 or 5 orange. Really? No. Bad player sheet. No. That's another bust. Waiting for you guys to be ready. Sad. Yeah, I know this feeling, Jason. Alright. What the heck is that supposed to be? Stupid sheet, what are you showing me? There. Don't roll over. There's a little bubble in the cloth. I couldn't see what it landed on. Really? Okay, now it's just bullying me, guys. I need 3 green. Do you see that? 2 or 4. Like and you're mean, we hate you. Okay, not really. I know you can take joking comments like that. Alright, if I had a special die, which I really want right about now, I could do 3 horizontal, which would have been nice. Or I can pick 2 or 4 blue or green. I am still gonna go for the 2 green though and trigger the bomb. I'm not waiting any longer. I am missing out on the 5 for that, but the bomb lets me trigger all of this, so I think I'd be stupid not to. So 2 green, I get the 5 points and the bomb goes here. And then I complete all the orange ones and all the blue ones, and that's the end of the game for me. The end of this turn. I have 1 turn left, so I get +2 bonus points, which you can mark absolutely nowhere, so this wasn't marked for solo play, obviously. +2 slashes. There we go. And I will roll 1 final time in case you guys need another roll. And that would be the last turn in the game. Cat, for blaming you. You made the tablecloth go all bubbly and wonky. 2 orange, wildcard orange, and this one says fill up a block entirely. I'm so close on most of these lines that I'm missing, which is a little sad too. Would have been so nice if I had 3 green and I would have had another 5 points too. Oh well. Aw, really another bust? Poor Jason. Tallying points. The colors you've completed, I have 3 of them, which is not usually something that happens. Then you count up these letters, the horizontal ones, so that's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 18. You count up these, 15. You count up your hearts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You count up any wildcards you might have left. I have 1. You count up special dice if you have any left. None. And if you have any stars, oh, I do. You get 2 minus points. So this cancels out my turn that I've skipped. And then I tally up everything else. 16, 26, 27, 20, 30, 40, 50. 57, I think, if I did my math right, which is always dubious at best. For those that know me. But yeah, that should be okay. And that puts me at 1.5 out of 4 stars and a ranking that says good, but you can do better. That's the ranking Dean had the previous game. So close. And really, guys, how the heck am I ever supposed to go above 90? Did you see how few empty spots I have on this sheet? Really? That's just impossible. I like the challenge of that though. Life goals. 43 is nice. I need to see what my previous scores were for this game. I think I have that marked down somewhere. Maybe I can look that up while Lycan tallies his score. And like I said, I only played it twice. I had 40 and 38 in my previous 2 games, so you beat my previous games at least. And I think it's the first time you're playing it, so I'd say that's well played for a first game, because I think my score of 40 was the highest one out of a 5-player solo game last time. So we had 5 players playing along live when I ran this previously. So I think you did really well. Lycan, what's your score? Lycan hates Matt even more than I do. Really? 50? Nice. And I think the only reason I got this strangely high was because I completed 3 out of those. Like I said, it wouldn't normally happen. That really meant I was able to utilize that bomb very well. I'm still really bummed though that this couldn't have been 3 green because, or I wouldn't have had like 1 more wild card, so I could have done 2 more, because then I would have had 5 more for that and then another 5 for that. I would have had 67. That suddenly doesn't sound that far away from 90. I have to make that happen sometime. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow at 7:30, which was the same time as my earlier stream today, to play Clever with you guys. And then at 10 p.m, which is the same starting time we had for this stream, to play twice as Clever. And obviously that one does utilize rerolls, and I am playing the solo mode, so if you want to do rerolls, you can either request them in the chat box, or you can make sure to have some of your own d6s lying around in case you need to do a reroll for yourself. Oh, you forgot a bonus. Oh, then you would have tied with me if you had 7 more. Nicely done. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for sharing your scores with me, and hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow, or maybe next week, because like I said, I'm also doing streams the entire next week, Monday till Friday at least. I'm not sure if I can do the weekend, but at least Monday till Friday. And they'll all be at 10 p.m. So tomorrow is my last 7:30 stream for a bit. And then we're doing a week of 10 p.m. streams. Thank you all for playing. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. And bye everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Or sleep well if it's late where you live.